all you wily, ornery, persistent turtles in the chat. Lucas, we see you. Welcome to the first KotoKai Robo-Dojo in many number of weeks.
Has it been?
It has been. It's been like 3.
I know last week we weren't. Oh yeah, well we did Thursday the week before, not Tuesday.
Yeah. We've been recording. We record the podcast a lot of times Tuesday nights. So it takes place of the Robo-Dojo. Pick your media. You want that dojo, or do you want those tasty podcasts? Ooh, tasty podcasts. Ooh. Look, I'm only one human being, and I got a whole fucking lot going on in my life right now. So,
just kidding.
Complete with no product in my hair at all natural. I can't help it sometimes. I don't know. If it was
product free, we're a product free stream here.
Product free stream,
certifiable.
Just you wait. No, actually, I have to start fasting here within the next 19 minutes as the deadline for me to start fasting. I have to do blood work at 9:30. So I don't care.
Well, I mean,
I'm happy.
From 9:30 to 9:30, it's not horrible.
No, I'll be sleeping most of that time. Well, not most of it, but I'll be sleeping some of that time. He said my name. Wise guy. Yeah. Going to get a physical. Looking forward to it. And I want to see what's going on the inside. On the inside. KotoKai NFTs. Visit Manny's behind the 7-Eleven to get yours now. Oh yeah. What's up, Lorenz? What's up, Michael Dawson? What's up, Manny? How y'all doing?
Michael Dawson's at work, currently on his break. Well,
welcome to your break.
I hope you have a good shift, bud.
Mm-hmm. Time to break some stuff.
Break your face.
Oh my, me, oh my. I almost broke my face. I slammed the other day skating, and I am not young anymore, and I feel it. I didn't get any contusions, so I'm good. I know how to fall because I'm old and I've fallen a lot. But man, did it fucking hurts. I cannot lie. I got like a bruise is starting to show up over here on the elbow. Like I got whiplash. My neck is all fucked. My whole body. It's like that 1 second where you hit the ground and you stop yourself. When you hit the ground, you're like, ugh! And it's just like everything just is so angry. Yeah.
You wish you could have the wisdom you do now when you were 20, right?
No,
the things you could have accomplished.
Are you kidding me? Nah, man. I was like a bumble. Bumbles fucking bounce, and I used to bounce real well. I ain't made of rubber anymore, bruv. Things are getting creaky, but that's all right. It's all right. I'm still good. I still pop right back
bounce.
up. Yeah, exactly. No, like, and the thing was like I had skated. It was in the bike lane, and I had skated by it so many times. What it was a packing blanket that had gotten like pulled out during a snowstorm or something, and like got left and was a snow pile and all this shit. And I avoided it forever. But it was that first day where it was like we had 2 warm days in the city, in the area here. I guess I'm in Jersey, but yeah, I was in the city, and it was like really warm, and I was like skating fast, and I just like saw it out of the corner of my eye, but it was like, oh, that's just like snow slush. I'll just ride through it. Nah, man. Have you ever ridden through a wet packing blanket on a skateboard? Like,
no, I can't say I have. I don't think so. Go well.
Dude, it took that shit straight out from under my feet, and I just went.
So like the board stopped and you went forward.
Yeah. I
the board stopped, but you didn't.
yeah, exactly. It was as though I had taken an incredibly fast sprint, like a downhill sprint, and then I like jumped off of a springboard, and then just landed on the ground. But the ground was hard concrete. I only flew probably like 5 feet or something like that, but still, I'm good though. I'm okay. I'm surviving. I'm looking forward to that physical tomorrow when the doc is like, all right, let me careful, don't touch that part. It's pretty bruised. Like, what?
Go gentle on me, doc.
Sir, can you move them? Yeah, but I'm a little sore.
Just walk it off, bud. Just walk it off.
I fell.
what was it? I think last year we were on vacation and we went to the beach on the west coast of Florida. And I brought my longboard and I'm skating from the hotel to a 7-Eleven just to grab like an energy drink or something.
Yeah.
And it was maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile down the street. So there's, I don't know, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. There's no one on the street. So I'm able to and it's just a 2-lane road anyway. So I'm able to, carve around. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
There's a strip of decorative pavers.
Oh, fuck.
And the road was just like the slightest bit wet, like not from rain, but just from like, I guess the night before, and hadn't dried out yet because it wasn't like full sun. And as I was turning, like the back wheel just slipped on the pavers, and thankfully, like I caught it right before I was about to eat it. like it just. And when you're like not ready for it, like it's one thing when you go to slide, but when you're not ready, you're like, whoa.
Right. Were you carving front side or were you carving back side?
Front side.
Was your face, your front was facing forward? Oh, that's I prefer to be facing that way when I slide as opposed to backwards, even though it's easier to just put your hand down. If you're like going a little bit,
depends
like
how fast around. You're going. Like if you're, if you're going like really slow, no problem. Like I'd rather fall back, so I just fall, on my hands. But if you're moving,
it's easier to catch yourself because you can lower your body and like shrink down to the board a little bit and like kind of like compress and like it's interesting. It's fucked though. It'll scare you. It'll catch you a little bit. Fun, man. Riding boards is so fun. Even old.
I had that happen to me one time on a motorcycle. Like I was cruising into my neighborhood and the sprinklers had gone off and I didn't notice, and I hit like decorative pavers, and the bike was just like. And asshole's never been so tight in my life. I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Because I was obviously not going in at 5 miles an hour. I was like flying in at 40, and it was a lot of trees around, so it wouldn't have been bad.
Oh yeah,
but I made it. I caught it.
That's the best. Moral of the story is catch it.
Catch it. Do what you can. Don't panic.
Sipping on tapioca in a pouch?
Fuck you with your fruit juice.
Honest strawberry kiwi. What the fuck? Oh, fruit punch.
35 calories. I've been getting back to pre-Rona hot boy summer.
Oh, respect.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Just a smidget there.
Gotcha. Got to start somewhere, right? I am going to get a physical to make sure that I am physically sound because I've been having some weird old man pains, and I need to find out to make sure that everything is on the A-OK so that I can exercise without hurting my old man self. If things are just creaky and groany and I have to add a little bit of oil and stuff down there in the hips and in that area, like okay, I respect that. I'll take my glucosamine. I'm an adult. But as long as there's nothing detrimental going on.
I feel you. So once a day we take my kiddos down to the gym. And their new pastime has been King of the Mountain tag. And I get can you play with us? Which is all fine and dandy, but my knees don't like it.
Is this the 23-year-old?
I'm not in shape. I'm not built for speed.
Jay, I'm only a mere 19 years older than you.
Everybody I know is old enough to be my parent.
I'm not old enough to be your parent. I'm 34. I'd be a mighty young parent.
It's a possibility.
11.
I saw a story once.
Yeah.
I think 2020 did anything on it.
Jerry.
Oh yes.
I
love it.
No, but past 4 months, I've cut out just the whole entire gluten.
Yes, patty cakes.
I guess that's the one thing my body cannot stand more than dairy. And my doctor wants me to do the celiac test, but I'm really not feeling it. That's mad invasive, and I ain't about that today. So I'm like, I'll just cold turkey it. I haven't had a piece of bread in 4 months. Pasta, 4 months. And like
That's
chickpea
rough.
pasta okay, but it's not the real deal. And gluten-free bread, it's either really small or holes.
Yeah, it's nuts. Yeah,
Wine box single servings.
No,
they make them. Dude, they fucking make them.
Yeah. You can get them at like the groceries. I mean, like 7-Eleven now. Like they're just there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the balls?
yeah.
I forget what they're called. They're like
I
they're
have.
like drinks in them.
Yeah, there's like mostly they're vodka. I think, or a lot of the ones I've seen have been vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like
We stay away
I
from
had
it. Colleen's allergic to vodka, so
Oy,
we don't do vodka in the house.
that's a tough one.
drink a lot of gin.
I can't do most alcohols, not for gluten, just the fact that it kills my stomach.
You just
Yeah, I
haven't
mean they
found
kill
the right
everyone's
alcohol.
stomach. We just power through. It kills my stomach, my brain,
Oh, trust me, I know.
Oh,
my
speaking of which,
motivation the next morning.
we got about 9 minutes. I'm gonna go have another sip real quick before I have to stop having sips. I'll be right
Indeed.
back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Hey, Thomas Staten, what's
Hi,
going on,
guys.
man? Patty Cakes. I don't think you might have been here already, but what's up? Good evening, Mr. Pabs.
Hi, Babs.
So you're working on something tonight?
I have worked on a lot this week.
Really?
Build wide, yes. Well, past 2 weeks. I worked on this funkiest of dudes.
Is that the melty one?
Which I do have to say is one of my favorite builds so far. Just because the resin, the going with like resin, adds to it. It's hard to tell in the
Bobbington's there.
picture and stuff, but like moist. And I said it's a nightingale.
Oh,
I
I know
did
the
see that.
Nightingale's awesome. And then your
Yeah.
new one too that you were showing around too is pretty awesome.
This
See,
is
when
really
I first
beefy.
every time I see your stuff to begin with, Jay, it's like I first see it and I'm like, I don't know what is going on, but I trust your process. Hold up, you're getting full screen. But I trust your process. So yes, please show your work.
This I think like I enjoy it. Like all of these have been like pre-doodled concepts.
Mhm.
And like things that I've actually worked on world build wise. Like floating around here somewhere, I have a notebook of planetary equations that I followed and I've done the math for.
Awesome.
Full, binary solar system with a very interesting habitable zone. That's a whole nother nerd escapade I can get in. But like, I also finished this dude, which you were just talking about.
I'll be right back, guys. Hold on.
All right, Paul.
He has a really cool glow-in-the-dark resin, like swamp, not swamp per se, but a wetland feel in it. It's a whole foreign concept of assimilating with the planet, and inorganic and organic assimilation. I've been watching a lot of sci-fi.
Awesome.
And then I got this dude.
Yes,
But I am
this one
currently-
here. Yes, this one here. I especially like. It came around on me with your last little step that you put into it, and I see it and I love it.
I have a full idea for this. I'm not entirely sure how I'm gonna go about doing it.
Yeah, it's okay.
Just because I want to build a swamp for it, but I wanted to have a kind of deeper resin pool than I had on the last one.
Okay.
Except I'm not sure if I want to pour the resin pool layer by layer or in one go. I gotta play around with the resin.
You should do it all in, and you should do it not all in one go. You should do it in layer by layer.
Yeah. But
and you can do some really fun things with transparency and opacity with that too, and color and light. So I think that'll be cool.
Because, like, I have a little concept in my head that this is, I want to say, we're going on an Ava feel to it, where it's semi-organic,
Okay.
but still a mech in theory.
Yeah.
And I have a scene where I want it in this, like, swamp environment, but I wanted to kind of be guarding whatever, you know, effed up reproduction egg it has in the background. Because I did take a lot of creative liberties with pulling from the Australian moss frog. Frog gang. And yeah, but just, I've been working on some really funky stuff. I got a pile floating around here somewhere that I've been working on. I don't know where it went.
I always pull like natural resources and whenever like necessary. Like the wings for my Zaku, that wing Zaku I did were from an African vulture. Like just grab a few photos offline, do a couple drawings to kind of like get your ideas together, and then just kind of just go for it.
Yeah, because like with this guy, these ones have kind of been inspired. I don't remember the name of the fungus, but it's the one where it gets into the ants and it grows up
Just
and
the
it
zombie
spores
one
out.
or whatever, right? Nice. That stuff's fun.
I've been watching short stories by Neil Blant. I'm gonna mispronounce this.
Blomkamp. Yep.
And he has this one, Raka.
Yep. Raka.
Like yeah, when I shared him a group chat, and it made me angry because I wanted ending.
Of course, there isn't one though.
Yeah. And I wanted longer. But I saw that and like I was snapping up the gym and I'm like, wait a minute.
Did you like see the stuff that he was doing? Supposedly he was trying to write or wrote an Alien movie back in the day.
I have the comic for it.
Nice.
Oh my god,
that's awesome. Yeah, I know you're big in like alien theory and like what is it? Yautja, the Predator?
Yautja? I can never pronounce it right. I've heard it a million different ways.
Right.
Kugberg back apparently just it's a species name and then there's clans and
there's lots of stuff going on.
Big lots. And then you take from that fact that those aren't the two only aliens in the universe. And there's more species. I gotta reread the novels. I got a few alien novels I got in, but I haven't read them yet. But
yeah,
we're getting a TV show.
Oh yeah, I know. It's gonna be hype, right? And there's gonna be a new film too. It's a standalone alien film. Looks pretty hype. I love that stuff. I love that.
I am hyped for the new Predator, especially if we're taking it back to Native Americans.
That's hype.
They announced like, oh yeah, it's gonna be Native American based, and I got really hyped because I thought they were going one of the book plot lines. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be the hunt where it's Cherokee soldier going. I'm like, I'll take this too, but I still want the other one. And outside of building, it's just been a lot of schoolwork.
Of course.
I am like 5 semesters left. I've been hunting down where to go for graduate programs. I've been applying to Stanford, Harvard, UMass Amherst, all that little fun, whatever it is I can find in my degree in. Because there's not a lot of colleges up here that offer criminology for a master's.
Well, yeah, exactly. Go where the education is, right?
Doctorates, they have them all, but I got to get the master's done first.
Oh, true.
And then there are tests you got to take for that. College.
What if you have to like go to Southern California to get it?
I mean,
We'll call you Tanlin.
Yeah. I don't tan anymore. I just burn. I used to get really tan as a kid.
It takes time. Trust me. When I was young, I burned a lot, and now I am just kind of a little bit brown all the time. And like, yeah, Colleen is like
For
you.
me-
She's very opalescent. Like,
For me, it was the opposite. I looked very tan as a child. Very, very tan. And then I got older, and suddenly it decided to be pasty white.
oh, yeah, no, I just continued to tan. I was mad brown when I was a little kid. Yeah, my hair was like blonde, like white blonde, but I was like the brownest little skinny twig boy. I looked like an alien.
You come down to Florida, you could be John Lynn.
John.
Random Florida man. I looked in Florida. I don't want to live in Florida. I looked in Florida to like University of Miami, something along that line.
Mm-hmm.
I think criminology is not in big demand in this part of the country, which is really surprising. But down south and out by California, it's blooming. Like the FBI is trying to recruit like crazy. And I'm like trying to find online masters because you have to take a lot of them. You have to take tests just to get accepted into the program.
Right.
And then you have to take an overall education test, and then you have to take a test specifically for your degree program, and then you have to take like if it's criminal justice based, a law one. It's fun.
Yeah, that's what I would define as fun as well.
Education is always fun.
I'm a fool because I like to learn.
Tests.
Dude, I was thinking back to my days of college, my few years that I went, and John Lynn, you were a trooper for going on to getting your fucking master's and all that shit. I commend you. Right on.
I took a math class for the first time in 4 years. I had to do intro to business stats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, stats. I'm taking this. This is the only course I am taking this semester, and my counselor like, "Are you sure about that? Because you're used to doubling up." And I'm like, "I don't want to take."
Yeah, trust me.
Like, I've talked to that professor more than I've talked to any other professor in my entire existence of any education. Because they're like, "Oh yeah, define beta." What the fuck is a beta?
A beta? That's like somebody's like not cool enough, you know? It's like a beta.
Like full alpha. I'm not a beta. I don't know what that is.
Ow.
And it's fun. Like I'm pulling off like a 3.9 right now. I won't
be here all night. I'll only be here for the next hour and a half.
And it's just dumb education stuff.
The second letter in the Greek alphabet. Duh.
Oh.
Let's see. Lucas says, work for FBI and build scaled reproductions of crime scenes. Their department here in Quantico is really neat. Nothing fancy, just a neat job. Wow. Wait. So is that what Lucas says?
If you can give me a reference, that would be great.
He has an exceptional workshop, and he's been working on it for quite some time. I know. That's cool though.
Can you hit me up with a job? I'm going in for criminal profiling. Specialties is violent crimes and deviant behaviors.
Surprise, surprise.
I know, right? It takes a deviant to know a deviant. It's just how it goes.
No, I just found my way around. Nice. Let's see. I have been working on some shit. Some new shit.
The new.
I don't think the last time we had this show, I didn't. Oh, I caught the canopy. Good job. I didn't show off. So I got. Oh, here. It's super glossy though right now. So we got decals all over the Mirage. You can see it's super duper glossy. I had a fucking catastrophe Can you see it?
Yeah. No, you can't really. I can't make anything out of it,
Can you?
but I
Which
know
side was it?
what happened.
Which side was it? Yeah, it was this side. Yeah, you can see it a little bit. Slightly darker over here. So I had a catastrophe where I had everything ready to go, and I was doing oil work. So I did like all the oil work for like accenting the panel lines, and then like kind of like detailing a little bit on the top and doing a little bit of washy stuff. So I switched it over, and it was like basically the day at the end of the competition, finishing with plenty of time to spare, eh? No. So it was the end of the competition, and I was rushing to do some oil work on the bottom to try and finish it up, get everything done. Totally had time to do it. But I mixed my oils a little hot. I was just using like thinner. I was doing it real dumb, real fast and loose, and it worked fine on top because I put an egregious amount of clear coat on the top of the plane. I did not do the same to the bottom. So because the top was like layers upon layers, camo and all the stuff and back and forth and blah blah blah, so it got a fair amount of clear on it. Anyway, long story short, I burned through the clear, burned through all of the layers of paint, and burned through the primer all the way to the plastic. So I had to mask off my decals that were already in place and start over with primer. And I sanded it down, and I went to primer, and then went back and I added my highlighting layer and my color layers, and then my several clear coat layers, and then removed the masking from the decals and did a little bit of fade, and here we are. So that looks good now.
At least you caught it before it ate through the plastic too. That would have been.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it wasn't hot.
That would have been now it would have had to been a losing its wing scene.
Yeah, that all of a sudden
this is where plane gets shot.
Yeah, it's just wrecked. Also, I had to like do some adjustment. I still need to do some work. The canopy, as you can see, there's like a little bit of a black line there. So there's a rise when I fused the fuselage, and I had that whole front. There's like a weird anomaly that is very poorly outlined in any of the diagrams, and I didn't buy any reference material to work for this plane. Like I buy with a lot of my models, I buy at least one book, maybe 4 books, depends on the level of the complexity of the model and the amount that I think is cool. Not that this isn't cool, but anyway, so I didn't buy any extra material for it, and I'm just kind of like working off of a couple of images on the internet plus the instructions. So I didn't realize that this like weird anomaly shit that was going on in the front was stuff that I had to try to maintain, and I just worked to get rid of the seam line. Doing that, I like made that nose condition at the front of the canopy, which is like this weird raised pitched fucking bullshit. I made that shit straight and flat and beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yeah, no, it doesn't work. So the canopy didn't fit right. So I had to go and like do a bunch of stupid shit to try and get the canopy to fit. And it's like I like sanded the canopy down, and I tried using several different methods to adhere the canopy to the model. I tried using CA glue, which is the dumbest shit ever. Don't ever use CA glue on clear plastic. So I had to go back and sand and polish the interior of the fucking canopy where it fogged from the CA. Yeah, lots of fun. But it's getting there, and I haven't lost faith. Just continuing to plug on with it. So that's where this thing has gone to. I'm still happy with it for what it's worth. And I look forward to finishing that and a few other things coming up for MosquitoCon. Now, so yesterday I started working on this thing, which is almost all empty runners now. This guy. Aoshima Ogre and 21. It's like a crazy race car. And where that thing sits is I have the earlier here, I just put the rest of like the chassis area with all the wheels and the various axles and all that shit. Everything's kind of like in line where it needs to be for the height of everything. It's kind of like giant wheels in the back and like small wheels in the front. And this is the top of the body with has the top cowling on. Yeah, top cowling on that. So that comes off of there. Should build a Gosukev MiG. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at like maybe doing an SU. I was looking at an SU 27 for a while, like quite a while. So that might come up, but here I can fit this together. Here we go. Yeah, and so that's how that sits. There's the rear axle. As you can see, the rear tire will fit right in there. Front tires, all that funky junk. Kind of like just doing this super duper fast, a little bit loose. It's a lot of masking. So the few assemblies that there's several different colors. It's like a purple and a pink and like a white and navy and black and gold and chrome. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm stoked to kind of do this fast and loose. It's real small. The fact that that thing is like this big is super duper nice. And the fact that it's also make believe, it doesn't really matter. So it kind of like alleviates the stress of having to work on something. That's what I've been doing, Paul.
Actually have some like, I mean, it's not really much to show, but just started putting together some of the frame pieces. So all the frame of the, I mean, most of it's already together anyway, but this is just the last little bits of arm frame and shoulders and some joints and stuff of the Hyakushiki. And then I took out all the armor. I think we kind of discussed this, or I had mentioned this a couple weeks ago. So I started this quite a while ago, as typical for me. And when you strip the gold plating on the Hyakushiki, it's like a clear, hazy plastic. And it's a little hard to see what it is that's on there before you put any primer on. And it's been so long ago, I couldn't remember if I just stripped this and like threw it in the bucket, or if I had gone through and sanded all the surfaces and made them, well enough to paint. So I put up like some primer on like 2 parts, and I was like, yep, I didn't sand that. So I had to stop what I was doing and just go through and prep all the last bit of armor. So the only bit of armor that I have left is basically the shoulders, arms, and the wings on the backpack. So should be able to prime that tomorrow and do a couple of scribes and continue on.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. Great to hear. It's been a minute since you've like made progress on that Hyakushiki or any model.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I was out of town for this past weekend, so I just got back in like Sunday night. So I did most of that maybe like Wednesday of last week, I think. Yeah.
Nice. Good stuff. What is Lorenz saying here? Do they sell model kits for Blom and Voss jets? I don't know. You know who does know? Google.
Hey, Google. I want to get a one of the model kits from '86. So the show actually is about to start back up. I'd like the last 3 episodes this upcoming Saturday, but I've been reading the light novels while I was like kind of before I went on vacation. I read some while I was on vacation. I think about like the 5th or 6th one, and they're amazing if anyone is interested. But they do make model kits for it, and they're pretty wild looking.
Let's see. There are a few. Let's go here. I don't know why it's so small, but that's legit. Oh God, Bronco does, but I'm sorry for that. Oh wait, Fantastic Plastic has one. Oh, it looks like Academy makes. That's not one though. That's something else. You want which one do you want though? Like the jets, like the because there's some that are jets. They're this like crazy like winged. It's really funky design. Like I remember building like or like making paper airplanes somewhat similar to its shape in the past. Oh, here you go. Yeah, Bronco makes a pretty decent one. Like there's a few different styles, but they look pretty old. It doesn't look like there's any new boxings. What's this? Where's Ravel? Thought they had one. Yeah, weird design reminds you of the Core Fighter, right? Yeah, there's a few different like funky designs. If you're talking about like the Blamenvoss AE 607, that one is who does that one? There's one on eBay from I'm looking for it. RS. I'm not familiar with their boxings, but that's like a delta, kind of like a delta wing shape, similar to the very much similar to. Oh wait, what's this one on Scalemates? Yeah, same one. RS. Yeah, exactly. Kind of like similar to the similar to the Core Fighter. Core Fighter's kind of a delta wing fighter. Cool stuff. The Mirage is a delta almost. It's a little bit long. There's a few different versions of that too. There are some other really wacky, like it's like the X19 or the VX19 or some shit like that, where the wings actually like face forward. They're really crazy. Can't remember what that one's called, but that shit was hype in the 90s. Super impractical now, but they just like filled in all the gaps. They were like, it's just easier for the F-23 or whatever the hell it is. Like, you know, the wings are just like, it's like one section.
Kind of like
gotta cut it out, bro.
What's the anime? The planes into
Macross Plus.
Yeah, Macross had a couple of them that were that kind of reverse pitch wing.
Yeah, YF-21 and YF-19.
Yes, YF-19. Yeah. Those are cool.
Hell cool yeah. I love me some Macross. I'm wearing a fucking Macross shirt.
I've always heard, like, as models, I have one. I've not put together a Bandai one. I've always heard that they're a little finicky.
Right. I have some of them.
I haven't. Yeah, I have a blue and gold Bandai one that I thought was really cool, but I didn't put it together yet. One day,
I have quite a few I've acquired along the way from various people. Mr. Julius Dembski, who jumped in the chat earlier, saw you before. What's up? Welcome. Glad you could make it. Julius hooked me up with one, a couple of them actually, and I got a couple from Mikey Wine and where else did I get them? Andy Tubbs, Mr. Andy Tubbs gave me one, and I got one from another buddy of mine, Mr. Mike Moon, who none of you guys know, and cool guy. I've been trying to get his kids into, or helping him get his kids into model making. So like when he comes around, I try and throw him a model or two to throw his kids, have some fun. Or I suppose Harrison is too young.
Yeah,
still.
Six. He's still like Legos at best.
Oh no, that's good. Legos is good. I built my first model when I was 7, so cool. But I was different.
Get him into the superior model making that is Bionicles.
Bionicles, jeez. No, just let him enjoy what he enjoys. Ultimately, it's a good time. As long as he's having happy times and being a good kid and whatever, who the fuck cares?
Yeah,
it's
he's good. Typical kid. They like what they like. They like Minecraft and what's the other one? Roblox.
Sure, Roblox is kind of like Lego in a way, right? Isn't it?
Minecraft is more like Lego. Yeah, Minecraft is purely building. Well, I mean, mostly building.
Well, no, it's sculptural though. It's subtractive and additive, so it helps them deal with spatial awareness and then deal with form and 3D, which is great. That's fabulous.
Yeah, it's like a pretty much open world sandbox building game.
Yeah, it's fucking great. I love it.
It is. If you have like some spare time, go on YouTube and look up like Minecraft builders, and they make the wildest things.
I've seen PewDiePie. I see. That's enough Minecraft for me. I understand the concept behind it. I'm watching people build log cabins right now, so like all sorts of crazy shit.
The dark hole that is YouTube, right? Sometimes,
sort of. For me, it's pretty tailored at this point.
Really, I still find like some weird. The other day, I spent like 3 or 4 hours watching. I found this guy. I can't think of his name right now, but he goes on trips where he rides trains, you know, like passenger trains. And yeah, I forget what he was doing one through Canada. That was like the Royal something or another train. But then it just got me like, oh, I didn't know there were so many like, you know, train vacation type situations. And next thing I know, I've watched 4 hours of train videos and I'm like, what the hell is this? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going on a fucking train anytime soon. What the hell?
Yeah, there's not. I mean, there is like what Amtrak I think runs down south, but like
we have the Bright Line now, which is like a speed rail.
Oh,
it goes from
that's good.
Well, right now it goes from Miami to West Palm, where I am pretty much. But it's going to go all the way up to Orlando and then to Tampa.
That's great.
Yeah. But still, that's, you know, it's more of like from Miami to Orlando, it's going to be like 3 hours. So it's not like a overnight. The other thing was like a 2-day train trip, like across Canada.
Trains are cool.
They are, yeah.
I ride the train all the time.
I don't. We don't have any up here. We have moose.
Moose, of course. What about Jang Bricks? Lion Bricks is good. Jang Bricks, Lego. Thomas Datton says the Lego channel that he follows for a while was Jang Bricks. It doesn't know if it's still active. They do kind of like pop in and out, and that's absolutely right. Lion Bricks is pretty cool. Younger guy, very creative. Talks a little bit about using different philosophies, but it also talks about like known philosophies, which is weird. If you guys are familiar with like Lego philosophy, there are books out there around the building philosophy and styles that you can do. So I have a few. They're not in this room. They're in another room with more books elsewhere.
Yep, yeah. I've gone down the Lego black hole as well a couple times.
It's real cool.
Yeah. Even like the pre-designed stuff, like just looking up like the differences in I don't know, was I looking at like the Slave One at one point and like the different iterations it had and you know.
Yeah, I have the Ultimate Collector series. I know exactly what you're talking about because I looked at and studied all them shits. Like, yeah, like it's really, really cool. And just studs not on top. There's a lot of like cool things too. Just like even building flexible stuff or like, you know, things that are curved but strong, or, you know, using straight pieces and like those different sculptural elements. A lot of the people that do, I'm a fan of the people that do the like the more just almost diorama pieces where they like make a castle and like do all this stuff, but they even do it in like micro scale or small scale. So it's like small pieces, but it's all very artfully put together and very well orchestrated so that, like, you know, at the right distance, it looks like, you know, a beautiful, you know, landscape. And that shit just like wows me. Like the creativity behind that shit really gets me going. Like you think like, man, all right, I want to make something cool now.
I love seeing people do like the slightly different blocks, like, you know, so it's white, but they're like slightly different. So it gives it like a textured look. Obviously, when you stand, you know, you take a step back, you know, if you're sitting like up close to it, you're like, why the hell this guy used two different whites? But as you take a step back, you see like texture, or you see those gradients up walls on castles and stuff like that. So they start with like a darker gray and end up at a lighter. It's just wild when you take a couple steps back.
Yeah, it's so cool. I agree. I used to have a lot of variation in color of certain Lego bricks that I had because they were so old and had been in the sunshine and had yellow. That's like,
I don't know. My parents
custom
didn't
weather.
get us Legos.
What?
I didn't get a Lego as a kid.
Oh, well, you know, I'm 20 years older than you, so it was the credit era.
I got Lincoln Logs.
You got
sure, Lincoln Logs.
Oh, Lincoln Logs are cool.
Oh, no. Yeah, they are. They're hella cool. I had all that. Yeah, you know. But yeah, no, I've had a lot of Legos, and I've purchased a lot of them for myself. So as I grew older. But yeah, so now everything's boxed up though. So I don't think I have a single. Is there a figure? Do I have any of my?
I buy them for my son now. Wink, wink. I built them these really cool. What is the name of that show? Ninjago.
Yeah,
like robots, like pretty. I don't know. Let's say like a decent sized master grade robot.
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, we want that. Let's get them.
That is
You know
actually
what it
pretty
reminds
hype.
me of?
What?
What's that dad who bought the Lego? What is it? Death Star? Not Death Star.
The
Millennium
Lego Millennium
Falcon.
Falcon. Yeah, it's huge. It's like 5 feet across.
And he's like, I bought it for me and my son to work on while his wife was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped an insane amount of money on it. And he's like, we're
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
build it together.
$600.
It'll be a fun investment.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
I forget what the time frame is on that, but if you work on it like 4 hours a day, it takes you like a couple of months to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's insane. Books and books of instructions. I think it comes on like a CD-ROM as well. There's instructions.
That's
It's
horrible.
crazy.
That's the way
You're
the
saying-
Mechanicore Xur store is, and it's only on CD-ROM. I don't own an optical disc drive anymore. Something I slightly overlooked. I was like, oh shit.
Go on eBay and buy an optical drive just to plug in to your shit through a CD or through
A USB.
Oh my god. Yeah, through a USB port. Holy shit, excuse me. Oh wow, what a thing.
What's up, Craig? How's it going, man?
Oh shit. What up? Mr. Craig Flynn? How are you doing? I'm gonna get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I slightly overlooked that when I got the box. I'm like, where the hell are the directions? A disc. And then as soon as I saw the disc, I remembered I think Zach had like an unboxing of that kit like years ago, and I was like, son of a bitch. I forgot that the directions are on CD.
Oof. Oof. I panicked one day because I thought I lost the instruction to the unicorn halfway through building it. And then, like, for some odd reason,
it's a Dabon though, right?
Huh?
It's a Dabon kit?
No, it's
Dragon
Momo. Yeah.
But is it any different than the Bandai kit?
I have no idea.
I don't think it is. I think you would have been all right because I think you could have gotten the Bandai instructions online and
been able to handle it.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I have super generic music I can put on, guys. Please continue talking.
Speaking of unicorn, I am almost done with it. It's been on pause in the back shelf because I don't want to look at it. I broke a part in the shoulder, and like every time I try and fix it, it just breaks more. And I'm like, I need you so I can put the armor on.
Because damn unicorn kits.
And so
I built
it has
the
been
Phoenix Master Grade, and I fucking hate that kit.
It's back up here because I don't want to look at it. It's not even facing me, I can't. Like, I have that whole arm just painted up, but I can't put it together.
Do you have the other arm put together? Isn't it mirrored?
Not painted.
Okay. But isn't it mirrored? Can't you Johnny 5 disassemble, reassemble that shit and reverse
I think she's just talking about the break in the shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
And like one of the career parts broke that holds like fuck you pads. I primed that kit. I didn't prime the other two that I showed off, but I primed the unicorn.
What'd you prime it with?
Vallejo Mecha Primer. Don't you make
I don't know that stuff is necessarily. I don't know that the Mecha Primer is necessarily bad. I know that regular Vallejo Primer is known to like sheet or to pull off in large chunks.
Yeah.
When you try to do stuff to it, so like trying to weather it and stuff like that doesn't necessarily work out, which is why Vallejo isn't necessarily good for doing things like weathering.
Yeah.
And
I've heard like if you just even handling it too much, you're gonna pull it off.
I don't know because I've been using Vallejo for like the primer for like the past 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
And it holds up even to the shit I do.
Really?
Like, I primed this dude with the Vallejo Mecha Primer. This is Venus, by the way. Without her gas cloud
Mm-hmm.
to block her. But, like...
Give me a second. Gas cloud. Kidding.
Ha ha. Ha ha. Pabs, I don't aim to disappoint. It just happens.
It doesn't disappoint me. Oh.
I expect that from you.
If you don't expect disappointment from me in some form of way, Pabs, our 2 years of friendship is down the drain. It's like that.
No,
I had a
It
boss
be
that
like
used
that.
to say that, like, to people who did something wrong. He'd be like, I expected that from you. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Wow.
Wait, it's even worse than, like, I'm disappointed that I expected that from you.
Nah. What I couldn't, like, my mom used to do, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. Because I knew she was fuming on me inside.
Yeah,
And
this is
she would
like,
say that when we were out in public if something happened.
Sure.
And I knew when I got home.
The whooping wasn't coming.
what did I tell you?
Who doesn't prime the kits? Sometimes I don't. That is me. Sometimes I do not prime.
You
If
should
I'm
prime.
covering it in super glue, I'm not gonna prime it. There is no point.
Don't you prime the super glue?
No.
You don't?
Well,
prime
technically, the spray paint has a built-in primer, so technically yes, but also no.
What's spray paint? What are you talking about? Wait, no, it doesn't. That's not a thing.
There's-
What do you use? If you pull up a can of Krylon,
I thought it had built-in primer.
oh, God.
Somebody told me it did.
Who said this to you?
I don't know,
Maybe
hold on,
for
I don't
like
know.
coverage when you're painting an office chair, but
Mm-hmm.
not when you're trying to save the plastic from the model. It's not that kind of primer. It might be like something for
Most of the
coverage,
time.
and which they just say that it's built-in primer, just meaning that the paint's very opaque when it dries. But
Yeah, it may have like an extra catalyst or something in it that allows it to harden slightly. Spray's extra thick. Low VOC, like low viscosity shit. Or high viscosity? High VOC? Yeah.
Paint and primer.
that's not.
Oh no.
Just prime it.
Look, I never said I was a good Gunpla builder.
What if it's got imperfections? Well, man, that one might not be a good example, but what about like what about the Nightingale?
Oh, I didn't prime it. But I hand painted all on top of it.
Okay. That's okay. That you hand painted it, but not. You should have probably primed it. But that's okay. That you didn't, it's fine. Lots of modelers don't prime their models. Not everyone does.
This isn't primed. Technically, the primer spray paint.
It does help an awful lot, and it can help save your shit in the end. But if you're not running into that issue, then, it's the adage, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I feel
Pabs is
like
going
I
to
just
fight me
gave
on that
Pabs-
one, probably.
I feel like I just gave Pabs like 5 gray hairs.
Kid could use a lot. He's a thick head of hair. He could use more. Plus, with Munchkin on the way.
No, back just to what I gave him before, if for gray hairs added on top.
Yeah. No.
It takes 2
No.
minutes and there's no downside. There's no down. I don't pose my kits, Pat. I don't pose my kits.
Don't
You
touch it.
haven't noticed.
Don't even look
You
at it.
haven't noticed.
Oh, that's Patty.
I didn't prime the big Haro. It's just like that sometimes.
That's why you're able to clean it up pretty easily too, right? The one you had to clean up.
No, that took me a while.
Oh.
That was a little difficult.
What were you
Because
using for paint on that?
It was a mix of hobby paint, Liquitex, and enamel.
Hobby paint, like the whatever the fuck it is, like.
Enamel, you might want to, if you're going to use enamel, you may want to prime, strictly because the enamel might eat through the plastic, like if nothing else.
Yeah.
Especially Bandai plastic. Like one day you might pick that thing up and it may just go.
And here's my theory on art. I don't expect my shit to last forever, and I don't want it to last forever.
Mm-hmm.
If it breaks, it breaks.
Cool.
Cover it, do something with it, start again.
Sure. So I highlighted Edward Leonard's comment here. Is anybody familiar with the Border Models Lancaster that he speaks of?
I think I am. I'm gonna Google it because
I've talked about it before.
Yeah, I think we've.
Yeah, I've talked about it before.
Did you send it in the chat? Maybe.
At
some point,
have a long time ago. Yeah. It's the whole like contention between Wingnut and all that. But yeah, so it's coming out and it is fantastic. It is also fucking huge. And yeah, it's ginormous. I guess I could like probably stop filing this wheel hub and just pull it up on the screen.
Oh, congratulations, Edward. 40th wedding anniversary.
Hey, all right.
That's a big one. I'll be right back again, guys.
All right.
If it peels off patty cake, it peels off. Just give me an excuse to do something else to it. I'm not super picky about how long my models last.
Right.
Things break. It happens.
Truth. So I've got Andy's Hobby headquarters pulled up here.
Ooh, I love him.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Here we go. I'll share that. Here is their page for it. This is just a couple of tiny little. I should just go to the border site, huh? Look at all the oil canning on the texture on the skin of the plane, like because they'd be made of all these ribs, and then they would like skin it with like a thin sheet of metal, and it makes all these like divots and bumps and stuff like that from putting the rivets in. Anyways, the detail in this shit is fucking amazing. Pull it all back up a page.
How much is it?
And then it's a retarded amount of money. The down payment is $50. The bill on it is it's a few $100. Here you go. The remaining balance, total price $599.99. $600 bucks.
I don't know how you're gonna hide that from her. Say you want a giveaway.
It's 1 to 32nd scale is the real fucking thing, because it's just big. It's so big.
Sometimes
See if I
size
can
does
find
matter.
one. Here we go. We'll go straight to border. No. Here we go. Go down. Yeah. Show me more pictures. I want. Oh, look at that detail. The canopy. That shit is nuts. Some paint work. Beauty. Oh, wow. The belt feed for the... Oh, man. Oh, wow. This shit is amazing. Edward, you're gonna... Wow. You're gonna have a blast with this model, man. The thing with it is there's such an amazing amount of detail inside. Oh, man. That's stuck. All right. No. All right. I will get in a little rabbit hole. Can't do that. That's just gonna be great. eModels UK has better pictures. Oh, all right. Well, then we'll do that. Yeah, eModels UK, good people. That guy, Mike Wolf, Wild Lincoln Guru, is sponsored by them. eModels UK. Thanks. Oh, they have a nice Hellcat. Oh man, those Tamiya motorcycles that keep popping up in my feed. Oh, they just look so good. And I have like all these thousands and thousands of fucking models already. I need more time.
The backlog won't know if you just buy it and hide it.
Oh my god. He's absolutely right. I only bought it because it's Wingnut Wings. Yeah, I know. It's really good. It's a bummer the way the whole thing shook out, but at least it's available. That's all I can say about that. Just you wait. Patty cakes. Here you go.
Oh,
there's some detail of the nose, and you can see engines there on the side too. So this, like you can see here in the center, that is that twisted belt with a with the mounted machine gun turret, dual machine gun turret. So all of this stuff is inside the plane. Obviously, there's your. This is a 3D rendering, but this is exactly the way it came out. They hit it, they nailed it dead ass. You can see the little control tabs, the powered control tabs on the tail. So nice. All the care to detail and everything that went into it. It's such a shame that Wingnut went, kind of like belly up for what it's worth. Yeah, and here you go. And you can see all that detail is hidden inside the skin. It's not like the SWS Horton, where they have you can have the opportunity to, here it is painted up. So the Horton, you have the opportunity to build it with the skin off, so you can see it in its whole construction glory. But yeah, the whole thing is detailed. It's insane. Border also came out with a really, really nice Stuka that I'm really excited for. I haven't picked it up yet, but I will, because that is cool, and I like this Stuka. I'm a fan of the Luftwaffe, for what it's worth, for World War II planes. I've got Spitfires and Mustangs and stuff like that. I got Corsairs, real fun. I got a great 32nd scale Corsair, right there, staring me down. But I have a lot of other stuff to build. But yeah, but I do like the Luftwaffe, and that one's cool from Border. Yeah, I'm not gonna get one. I have plenty. I have plenty to build without getting that Lancaster. It's cool. I can't wait to go to a show here in like a couple of years, and and maybe see one. That'd be cool. I'll probably make it to a Nats. I don't think I'm going to make it to Nats this year, but I'll try to make it to IPMS Nats like maybe next year. That'd be cool to go through and see what's going on. It's just like, it just doesn't work well for me for timing right now. Yeah, that thing is nuts. I've been playing a fair amount of Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Elden Ring, isn't it one of those Lord of the Ring fan fictions?
No, it is George Jr. J.R.R. Martini, Dirty Martini, and Miyazaki. Oh, Miyazaki-san fucking teamed up, put their adventure questing together, and made a massive, amazing game that's just wonderful.
But they're still maidenless?
Oh, I'm not maidenless. I'm dripping. I'm dripping in maidens. My character's name is Lady Grey. She is a badass. She wields a berserker's like berserk style guts greatsword. And she don't take no shit.
Have you seen the Darth Maul twin blade?
Of course. Of course. I recently just found the fucking twin blade. It's like right near the beginning of the game. I didn't know. I totally there's areas, because the thing is, the game is so fucking big. The map is so big and it's so open, and you can do whatever the fuck you want. So like, you can just skip shit. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think that's why it's highly touted. Because like in previous Souls games, it was pretty linear. So like if you couldn't beat something, you were pretty much stuck, until you could figure out a way. Whereas this one, you can always like just stop and go, you know what? I'll go do something else for a little while and come back.
Right, because there's so many things you can do, and it's like everything everywhere is attainable if you want. I know that some of the more experienced Souls people have several hundred hours in already, and they're like going back and doing the good playthrough tutorials or the challenge runs. Like if you guys follow Lobos Jr., who's a famed Dark Souls speedrunner and challenge runner, he just started his Soul level 1 Elden Ring run through, which to me just seems unfathomable at this point because of the level of damage and health pools that some of these enemies have in certain areas. It is bonkers.
And
do you have
some of those Stratofortress just come out of nowhere?
Stratofortress, is that what is that one? Is it the B-21? I can't remember. AC-30 is a big jet, if I'm not mistaken.
Hope they release it on Switch. I thought it was going to be.
It's B-52. My bad. Yeah, but it's the one I was thinking of, though. No, but one of the first jets I built was the B. I think it was the B-51B.
Oh no! Elden Ring is
back when I was 7. Here we go. Edward says, working on this insane Forge World gargantuan squigoth with an extra super cannon. Been cleaning up resin and installing magnets for a week now. It's soul burning. Check it out on the website. Respect. I feel you for soul crushing. Every time I did a little something too, the Mirage, it seemed like another part just disappeared or got fucked up, and I'm just like, I just want it to end.
No, it looks like Elden Ring is not coming to Switch because currently it can't run 60 frames. I guess even the first Dark Souls game couldn't run 60 frames when it was first released on Switch in 2018. So
Alrighty,
it's not looking good.
I have to call it a night because I gotta work.
Yeah. Oh no, I respect that totally.
But I'll weave you off with Venus for a second.
Beautiful. Keep up the great work.
Everyone.
Thank you for joining
Thanks,
us.
guys. It's been a while.
Good
I
night.
miss you guys.
Yeah, I know. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
We'll do. You're still centered. Excellent. Patty Cake says to me, what is the upcoming OMC stream going to be about this coming Sunday? There is an OMC stream. We were hoping to have a couple of judges. We were able to luckily get Mike Rinaldi to come join me and John. We're going to kind of do an update stream, talk a little bit about what's going on with some of the shit that's going down. Answer any questions that are available for anyone that has any questions, or if they want to I don't know, like talk about stuff. Like, yeah, we're just kind of like, it's just another update community based stream. We were hoping to have Lucas Zampriello. He had something come up, and so he's unable to join us. Scheduling is weird when you're trying to get like Italy, the UK, me here on the East Coast, and on the West Coast, Mike, to get everyone together for the stars to align. So not super easy, but yeah, so that's what's going on. If you have any questions, I meant to post something, but man, my life has been a chaos. So yeah, if you guys have any questions out there, if you're part of OMC or if you're thinking about joining the competition, I think that you should. If you're interested in what the competition is, you should go to the website or to the Facebook page and check it out. It's good stuff. Making creative things originally.
Yeah.
Mecha-y.
Give it a challenge. There's a lot of cool people involved this year, especially. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we have like a mountain of sponsors, amazing pool of very conscientious and courteous and talented judges that like really care about like, you know, work. It's not just like, it's not a popularity contest at all. It's definitely a way for people that really want to throw some cool work down to participate and to show some cool work. And that's like the way I've always taken it. It's like a cool way to participate with the community and make cool shit. I love making cool shit. I love seeing people's cool shit. So make cool shit. Show me. Show it to me.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it.
Yeah, I have to get back on the Elden Ring. I think I stopped at like level 10. Like I told you, I only had.
Oh, my character started at level 10.
I started with a warrior so I could have like twin blades, which I'm not sure if was good or bad.
Oh, interesting. It's different. There's cool things you can do. Yeah, I'm just starting to learn mechanics for those things, for those different like character classes and stuff, just like through watching content and then participating in the game.
The tubes.
Got invaded a couple of times the other day. That was pretty hype. Have yet to be killed by anyone but a surprise NPC invader. So still doing pretty good on that front. My spacing is good. I know how to use my weapon.
I got to work on it still. It took me like, I don't know, 8 times to beat the Beast Man at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, what the fuck?
Oh, really? The like the right in the intro.
Like right at the first, you know, like I don't guess could be your first. Yeah. and then
not the construct, but after that in the tutorial.
No, after the tutorial.
After
like you get through the tutorial and you walk, you can't beat I guess you can, but like
the guy on the horse, can
be,
sentinel,
and then but you go past him, and like before you get into like that abandoned city, that
up in the castle
port,
Margaret,
right. If you go
Margaret?
straight, if you go straight instead of kind of like veering to the right and following the road, you end up going down, and there's a couple of wolves. You kill the wolves, and you go in and fight. I'm pretty sure his name is Beastman.
Interesting. But there's a lot of stuff down there.
Yeah, I mean, there's just shit everywhere. That's the cool part about that game is like people will be playing it for the next year and still finding little nooks and crannies, and
dude, they still find new exploits and new things in Dark Souls 2 even have been found like within the last 6 months. And that game
I'm sure
in 2014. So.
I'm sure with the amount of hype it's getting and the amount of players it's getting, they probably even continue to add more content to it over the next couple of years.
Yeah, the way that they built the map, as you continue to play, Paul, and if there's anyone out there in the viewer audience that is going to play the game, like as you continue to play and discover different areas on the map and understand the way that they have built this, it's very open for addition. So like DLCs, it's going to be easy to have all that stuff tie in. What is this? Edward says Strangers of Wrath is available on Xbox and I believe PlayStation. It is his favorite game of all time. And he was a beta tester on the remake for the PC version. His name is in the credits on Steam. No shit.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. I am unfamiliar, but I'll look it up. I'll look it up right now. Because my Xbox is awake.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play much of anything over the last week, which is unfortunate, but I'll get some time coming up here soon. Stranger's Wrath. Oddworld, Stranger's Wrath.
It's gotta be it.
I'm familiar with Oddworld. I'm just don't particularly remember Stranger's Wrath. Have you seen the Stream Deck yet?
Stream Deck.
Yeah, so it's Steam's handheld. Like it kind of looks like a Nintendo Switch, but like a little bit fatter and a little bit thicker. But you can play almost anything you can play on from Steam. So from like a PC library, including like an Elden Ring or something like that. But it's basically like having a handheld PC. It's pretty cool.
Oh, right. Maybe not that name though, but yeah,
it's wild just how. In the next couple of years, you'll probably see something with, full on PC fidelity graphics that you can hold in your hand. That's going to be insane.
At least through the Xbox app on my phone, I can port games from my console through my phone and play remotely through my phone, through my console. So I'm sure there's horrible lag on that, but like in theory, that's pretty cool. It's kind of like having a remote PC set up for your own, your own shit at home. I had a coworker that used to do that. He would like set up like shit to go down in World of Warcraft, and would like, excuse me, it would run like farms or like whatever grinds through his like phone, and just like set things up casually, and like, oh, you gotta go to the bathroom. Shit on this one. I don't care. As long as it doesn't impede with the flow of work. Who's a fuck?
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it's a pretty cool piece of tech if you get a chance. Watch some YouTube videos on it. It's pretty wild. The Cuphead cartoon was actually pretty good. My son's been watching that. I haven't got a chance to see any of it, but
do you play the game at all?
Yeah, like not a whole lot. No,
Just
a
little.
I think I played
right?
like one level.
Yeah. I played through a little bit of it too. I saw, and my cousin-in-law came over and was playing a little bit of it at the old spot in Brooklyn. And yeah, it's wild. Like,
yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you have to, it's like old games. You just kind of have to figure out patterns and like understand spacing and all that shit.
Yeah, it's just a old style 2D linear game. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, I like it. But yeah, my son's been watching the cartoon. He says it's good. I don't just haven't found interest in it yet. I was guessing the story was before the game.
I have no idea.
I haven't watched anything on YouTube in a while. Or I'm sorry, on Netflix in a while.
I was gonna say that stuff is all new IP. So
yeah, I haven't. What was the last thing I watched on Netflix was probably The Witcher season 2. And then before that was probably Castlevania.
I watched something, but I can't remember.
Oh, I watched Dota. Like I think season 2 of that. That was pretty good.
I didn't see that at all. What? I don't know. Can't remember. I watched a couple things, but I'm always watching stuff. Almost caught up with the latest season of Raised by Wolves, which is cool. I think I'm an episode or maybe 2 behind on that. I haven't seen any of the fucking new movies, any of the good ones like Uncharted or Spider-Man or
no, me neither.
Seen, like the new Bond. I haven't seen.
No, I'm in the same boat. I mean, basically, if it's come out in only theaters in the last 2 years, the last 6 months where it wouldn't be out on a streaming service yet, I haven't watched it. I still haven't seen Venom, the second one yet.
I've seen that one. I saw Let There Be Carnage, but I didn't watch the first one because I know enough Spider-Man that I don't need to do that shit. Magic Legends got canceled. I don't know what that is.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
The Batman. I heard Batman's really good, and I'm interested in seeing it. I don't think I'm going to go to the movies. It's just, I don't know. I'm not even at this point. That's not even like a COVID thing. It's just I just don't want to go to the movies. Jujutsu Kaisen, the movie, releases I think in like a couple of days, and I would love to see it, but it's not gonna happen.
Oh right.
It's
I remember you guys talking about that.
Yeah, that's really good if you get a chance. I think you would like that. It's a good one. I would still probably put Demon Slayer above it, but you should watch Demon Slayer as well. They have it in they have it in dub. You can watch it in dub. You can watch while you work on sub day. Yeah, Sunday. But yeah, I've heard good reviews from Batman. I heard it was pretty good. I'm interested to see what's his name as the Penguin.
I don't know who it is, but
Farrell.
I saw that. Oh, that's Colin Farrell? Nice.
Yeah, like they're crazy with him and what he looks like.
That's good shit.
Yeah, I feel like what's his name? Robert Pattinson gets a kind of like a bad rap because he was in Twilight. But if you look at just about everything else he's been in besides Twilight, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
You know,
he was in that good film with Willem Dafoe about being in the lighthouse.
Yep.
That's pretty recent too.
Yeah, he's done a good number of. Get all of them now, but
got chilly. Gotta put my thermal back. I gotta put my flannel back on. It got chilly in here. Patty says he killed it as a penguin.
Did he?
Good shit. I believe you. Okay. It's just a live stream where I put on and take off the same shirt.
This is not. Where's IMDb? There we go. That's what I'm looking for. I can't think of the Lighthouse was the one with Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, that's what I said. The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
The Lighthouse.
Yeah. The King was a pretty good one. I think that one's on Netflix, or it might have been. Yeah, it is a Netflix movie with the kid who was in Dune.
Right.
Timothy
Chalamet.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, he apparently has a pretty good part in that too, from what I've heard.
The Lost City of Z was pretty good with the kid who played Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good as well. But yeah, Batman's very long.
That's okay. More movie is always good.
Good film. It's just very different. I mean, I'm glad it's very different. I mean, if we were just to get I like Christian Bale's and Christopher Nolan's Batman, but like if we're just going to get more of the same thing, what was the point of not just making a fourth Batman movie? You know what I mean? Like, why recast it? Why do any of those things?
Mm-hmm.
3 hours. I'm okay with that too. If it's good, I don't care how long it is. I mean, as long as it's
hell yeah,
I don't watch 8 hours.
It just means that I buy more popcorn and more Sour Patch Kids to go along with it. Yep.
I would like to see like a major superhero franchise come out with like a show. Like I know we had all the Netflix stuff for Daredevil and and
like
the Defenders,
Jessica Jones and all that.
Yeah, yeah. But they're more of like side Marvel characters. You know, they're not your Spider-Man or your
they're not A-listers. Yeah.
I mean, I think it would be interesting to see, you know, a well done Superman show or something like that. Not Smallville, but
Lois and Clark.
Yeah. X-Men, I think, could be a really cool one.
They're trying to figure out how they're going to work the mutants into. I think that with this whole like multiverse thing that they've been playing with now, that they'll find a way to work the mutants into the universe without having to go like whole hog on like, you know,
like retconning their entire universe.
Exactly. Or like re first classing the X-Men again or whatever. And I do like the multiverse variants ideas that have been going down with the MCU and how like Patrick Stewart's like first Xavier is different than the Logan Xavier is different than First Class Xavier is different than Days of Future Past Xavier is different than, so they're all like different multiverses, which is why that whole like, and then that's kind of like helping to pull it in, I think, or maybe that's just like fan theory stuff, but still I like the idea of it. It makes me feel good.
I definitely felt like Logan was like, you know, it took place in the same universe, but it was just like this kind of like alternate telling, like almost just like a path that could happen.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't take it as like this is what's going to happen to all the X-Men. They're all going to die and everyone's miserable. Goodbye.
No, no.
It was just like a potential possibility.
One of the ways. Just point A to point B. It's just how you get there is different.
We my wife and I started watching The Boys.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty funny.
Are you just in first season or? Are you
Yeah,
part of
we're
this?
maybe like 3/4 of the way through the first season.
I've only seen season 1. I need to watch more. Colleen also watched season 1. I watched it at first, and then she was like, "Eh," and then she like watched it. She was like, "Oh my god!" And then I like stopped. So we like trying to meet in the middle. It's good shit.
Yeah, I thought it was good. That guy just got arrested though.
I know, sort of. Did you read the whole story though? The thing with Spain and assault stuff like that, or anything like that, any conviction less than 2 years is just deferred. And so he got arrested because he got in a fight, and he's not a wimp, so he beat some people up, or beat a guy up or whatever, and was convicted of beating a guy up because he did, and then they were like, all right, please don't do that again. Pretty much. And find him, I'm sure. So
what he was in
hopefully
before what was the name of the show he did before this? Banshee. Did you ever watch that? It was I think it was on like either Showtime or Cinemax, one of the two. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how to describe it other than it's like just a bunch of ass kicking. Like it's just like fighting all the time in like upstate New York or something like that. It's pretty wild. He gets out of prison and he used to be like a thief, and he goes into like upstate New York and somehow gets sucked into this whole charade, and he ends up as like the sheriff of this small town, but he just can't help but fight all the damn time.
Wild. Patty Cakes, that's the actor that plays Homelander. Is who we're talking about.
Anthony Starr is his name.
There you go. Yeah, Thomas Satin is also confirming. That's the delay in the chat, if you guys are wondering how much delay there is between what we see and what you see. Pretty funky. Yeah. I am fucking exhausted. Paul, why don't we call it a night?
Sounds like a plan.
I am fighting the yawns right now, and it is a bad way to have a live stream. Oh, but it has been a pleasure to hang out. It has been a pleasure to work on some models and be off the stress deadline of the Mirage. Oh man, at the end it was weighing on me, guys. But I do that to myself. It's my own pressure I put on myself. So, Paul, thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah, of course, man. It's good to hang out. It's good to be back on a Tuesday.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Like I said, so when we're not around on Tuesdays, it's because we're recording the podcast. And it just conflicts with the timing and all that jazz. So thank you guys for joining us. I'll be back Thursday with another live stream on the workbench with Paul, and then maybe some more people, maybe not, but who knows. We'll see you guys next time. Good night.
Later, guys.
Bye.